I say that we think that it's extremely important to connect future studies and strategy, because otherwise, if you haven't got a picture of the future, you are elaborating your strategy blindfolded. So you have to look into what is certain, and not that much is certain about the future, and what is uncertain about the future, and try to build your strategy on that basis. And it's important always to remember the future, because it seems as if it's in human nature not to think about the future, because it's difficult to see how you can influence it, and we like to think about things that we can influence. It's in its nature, it's far away from the present, and we are almost always focused on the present, and it's not precise, and we like to work with things that are precise and which we can measure. So the first message I think about linking future studies and strategy is simply to remember to take the future into account. And in many ways, what we already almost know about the future, as for instance the aging of the population, not least in the Basque Country, are things that it's rather easy to take some obvious consequences of for your strategy or for your company or for your country. But because it not perhaps always changes that much from day to day or year to year, we tend not to take the consequences, because we can always wait another year before we do anything. But what we have seen in Europe for the last year, or in the Western world for the last year, is the building up of changes that had to be done, but we forgot somehow to do, resulting in the financial crisis and what we have experienced since 2008. So the first thing is to build a picture of the future, not a precise picture of the future, but as good as you can. What are you certain about, what you're uncertain about, and from then try to build a strategy for your company. Takes into account those trends you can see, but also takes into account those uncertainties that you can see. And from then on, it's rather easy to implement it in the company, especially if you have some rather short versions like 10 trends or 4 scenarios, which a large part of the employees has a possibility to see and to work with.